vlog style video this week. Mainly because I want to talk some RPG stuff, and in particular the games that back up a second. My next campaign is going to be I think I've done video previously, is going to be Shadows Without Number, a Shadowrun, a campaign within the Shadowrun universe that is using the Cities Without Number rules. Quick reminder I'm doing that is Shadowrun 1st and 2nd edition rules are kind of clunky. I mean, one of the recurring themes of most fans of Shadowrun is you ask any Shadowrun fan about a particular edition of the rules, including their favorite, they will probably go, it's all right. Like, even if it's their favorite edition, they will go, I like it, but it's kind of clunky. And the ways it's clunky will vary, and whether or not they recommend it on new players will also vary. So what I decided to do is go with Cities Without Number, because we're coming from Dungeons and Dragons, and Cities Without Number, the Hope Without Number system, family of systems, is, long story short, it's not based on 5th edition, but it's close enough to Dungeons and Dragons that it's fairly straightforward to adapt from going from one system to another. So, but this was not the only system I put forward to my group. I put forward several different options, and I want to talk about those real quick, because I might run those in the future. Because the way I have this set up is we could bounce between a couple different games, depending on how the players feel, and gives us some options. So, this is a vlog style. I will probably do some editing to put inner titles in here at different chunks. I'll make sure to pause accordingly. First off, Dragonlance Chronicles as JRPG. So, of the various Dungeons & Dragons tabletop role-playing game campaigns, adventure paths, probably the one that is most JRPG is the original Dragonlance adventure path, going all the way back to 1st edition, adapted again to 2nd edition, for a 30th anniversary set, adapted again to 3rd edition, and left untouched since then. And like, you start out in your town, your small town with murmurs of dark and sinister forces around the moving around the vicinity. You go out to your introductory dungeon, introductory dungeon exploration, come back, the town is occupied and burned, and you end up going on this vast globe-trotting quest, which ends up with you confronting a dark god. It's hard to get more JRPG than that. That's it. So, with that in mind, the thought I had was, okay, I want to do a different systems for my players, and to have us try out new things. And so the thought I had for this was either break, or what I ultimately ended up deciding was probably my primary choice, and that would be Fabula Ultima, which is like very directly JRPG focused. It brings in a lot of indie mechanics in this, introducing concepts like clocks and that sort of thing to the players. And with all of that also comes the ability to, well, as far as all this, like it's kind of looser and freeform. The combat's very basic in terms of combat formations. Dungeon design is fairly basic. We're not doing any of the heavy tactical stuff that we've been doing with 5th edition. So combat is simpler, but with some visual and environmental elements for those that I can put forward for the people who don't necessarily do theater of the mind very well, and make things a little simpler and more interesting that way. So that was first pick. A little bit of interest in that. Like, ultimately, when I put all these to the group, the one they kind of decided to go with the most, or had the most interest, was Shadowrun. But no one had some interest. Campaign number 2, the Mega Dungeon. So, I have, through various bundles of holding and humble bundle collections of RPG books and that sort of thing, accumulated several Mega Dungeons, which I've wanted to run at various points. I've got Rapinathic, I've got Barrow Maze, I've got Tolus in the dungeon underneath the city, and there's also the spire itself. There's all sorts of stuff. I've got a couple significantly sized Shadowrun basically mega dungeons. And the thought I'd had was, okay, let's run I want to run a mega dungeon, not using 5th edition, but using, say, Sword and Wizardry or Labyrinth Lord, or particularly the one I had in mind, Old School Essentials. And also, like, I have Temple of Elemental Evil, which is like your level 1 mega dungeon. You're starting, you're my first mega dungeon. And so, like, I'll do one of these. And put that forward. Party that generally kind of flatly said no to that. Maybe I'll get to run one of those eventually, or maybe the group will change their mind with time, but it's fine. Like, honestly, there's the logistical issue with that of our group runs monthly, and we don't run like a big marathon 8-hour, 12-hour game. So managing getting through the mega dungeon with our relatively short sessions would be tricky, and definitely would require putting more thought into stuff like, okay, like reading over the dungeon, coming up with objectives and things that will guide the party, so that we have like so the group has a focus of, rather than just kind of randomly wandering around going, okay, here's what we have in mind. Here's what we're trying to do. Let's try and make our way to that. And seeing, okay, can we get there with like within 1 or 2 sessions? And it was not to be. If I end up having a more regular groups, or if the group decides to go, hey, we want to do this bi-weekly, or not bi-weekly, but fortnightly, every 2 weeks, or something like that, maybe that'll change. But at the moment, with the monthly game, probably with the length of the sessions we do, Mega Dungeon is not in the cards. And game number 3, number 3, not the last one of the ones that we didn't go with, because I have one more, was Traveler. And kind of what I had in mind for the Traveler game, because I picked up a couple of full adventure paths, also in various bundles, or campaigns, is doing Pirates of Drinax for the game. Pirates of Drinax is a bit more free form for how it's structured, but it has set goals and things for the party to do, and it gives the party more agency as opposed to the more directed route that we have with the Dragonlance game we're doing now. And I figured that might work for game, and then for in terms of deciding what we're doing next, that is something, since we have a group Discord, that's so that we can handle discussion on the Discord servers. Hey, here's the options for next things we can do, or our objectives, options that are on the table, lay all this out, and then over the course between sessions, the group members can kind of chat and go, yeah, we want to go take on this target here, or we want to try and smuggle some cargo to there, or that sort of thing, over the course of that campaign, over the course of between sessions. And then I pick up, whatever hook they decide to bite on, I pick up on that with the upcoming session. It didn't pan out, but there was some interest in the party for that, so that's a potential thing in the future. Final game. I have several of the source books for Matt Colville's Marvel superheroes role-playing game. And was planning to thinking about just put forward running the King adventure for that. And get a little nibble of interest in that, but nobody's really quite feeling like superheroes right now. Again, may change in the future, particularly if everyone starts really feeling MCU, or just really feel like making their Marvel in the future. But that's fine. Like, I can still read through it and enjoy the role-playing game adventure that way. As it is, I structured the Shadowrun campaign in a way where I can kind of float back and forth between doing a print adventure and doing an original little heist, and also if the group wants to take a break and play a different game, we could slip into doing a little bit of Pirates of Dreadax, doing some stuff with Pirates of Dreadax and come back to that later, or doing something with Dragonlance or what have you. If the party decide, no, we want to be heroic, there's that option on the table for them as well. But those were the things that we ultimately went through, and ultimately the party decided not to go, or the group decided not to go with. That said, I'm excited for the game that we're running, and looking forward to talking about it here on the channel and on the blog. So we'll get more into that as that comes up, and I'll elaborate on that. More will be on the blog. I'll probably reviewing and giving post after action reports for the adventures after they have been completed on this channel, along with reviews.
Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please like and subscribe, and also consider backing my Patreon. Patreon backers get episodes up to 1 week early of this show and any future Let's Plays. Also, please consider backing my Ko-fi. Tossing me a few bucks also helps support the show, and it's not a monthly obligation or anything like that.